Let's talk more about the Hawks raids today in connection with alleged corruption at Tembisa Hospital here in Gauteng. Bring in the parties, Dumisani, well, the EFF, I beg your pardons, Dumisani, Baleni. A very good evening to you, Dumisani. Grateful for your time, sir. Alex van den Heefer, the prof who was just speaking, also in reaction to what's happened today, says authorities have been slow to act. Does the EFF agree?
Yes, good evening to the listeners and to yourself. And as the EFF, we feel that the investigation is taking time, that the authorities are really taking are very, very slow in addressing this issue. And we feel that it is because there is implicated members of the ANC. So the raid that happened recently on the treasurer of ANC, Nekuruleni, proves exactly the fact that the corruption in the syndicate in Tembisa Hospital mainly involved the private sector and the politicians in the ANC, and that is why the people are not really getting into the end of this issue. That is why the criminal justice system is not acting as it is supposed to act. I mean, the SIU report was released in the beginning of this year. Since the SIU report, no one has been arrested, and since Ms. Deokaran had flagged the corruption in Tembisa Hospital, only two people were suspended: the CFO and the CEO, and the real people that are flagged, the real people who are in companies that have gained a lot of money through the corruption, have not been arrested. The rest of the people, especially that are connected with that are in connection with the government, have not been arrested at all. So we welcome the raid, but we think the process is very slow.
But it is a tough situation, is it not, for law enforcement? Because we all say that investigations are moving slow often, but also when there are speedy arrests, there's also the problem where if arrests are made to appease the public, often we've seen them happen without sufficient evidence, so the people are released anyway. So is it not better to make sure that they dot all their I's, cross all their T's before arresting people, just so they are seen to be doing something?
Well, you are correct in the first sense of it, that you don't want to make arrests. You don't want to see arrests for the sake of public spectacle, and nothing really happens to the people who are arrested. But the second part of it is that the more the people who are implicated spend time outside, you get tampering of evidence. You would know that a lot of cases have been reported of lost cell phones that are hidden, evidence that is being tampered with, and stuff like that. And also you get intimidation of those who would actually participate in speeding up the investigation, like it happened with Ms. Babita Deokaran, and that was a clear form of intimidation, to say anyone else who wants to come forward and testify on these issues, they would actually meet the same fate. So there is that element of intimidation that we need to arrest. That is why we really call that the investigation must be effective, but it shouldn't take long. The longer criminals stay out of jail, the more they find ways to avoid the ends of justice, to defeat the end of justice.
And Dumisani, the other challenge in these investigations is that people who may know something, who may have seen something and wish to report it, say they don't feel safe. I mean, Babita Deokaran raised the alarm and was murdered, and people believe that she was shot dead after dropping off her child at school precisely because she dared to speak out against theft of money from the public purse. So why would people want to speak out? Why would they want to help the country if they are not protected?
Correct. So the protection of whistleblowers, of those who dare to speak out and speak up against corruption, is very, very important, and that is what the authorities have not been effective in terms of attending to the matter. I mean, like we said, it is an intimidation. Yes, a life was taken, and we do believe that she was assassinated because of the Tembisa corruption and of her exposing the corruption, and it does influence other people from deter them from coming forward. But it should be a matter of first the public authorities, the authorities that are meant to curb crime, the SEPs and the rest, are supposed to really prioritize the safety of whistleblowers. And we need also to encourage the public, even though there might be intimidations. We understand there is intimidations, but we need to find a way. We need to learn to stand up against criminal activities. We must not keep quiet. We must not sit down in our corners while, I mean, in that hospital, the case of that hospital is very painful because you get people looting money that is meant for healthcare services during the middle of COVID-19 pandemic when people need it the most. In that sense, in that aspect, we need brave citizens, but we also need protection from the law enforcement authorities.
Dumisani Baleni from the EFF in Gauteng, thank you so much for your time tonight.